Next, the Michigan High School Athletic Association presents the Football State Finals. Today's broadcast of the MHSAA Finals is made possible by Farm Bureau Insurance, sponsor of the MHSAA Scholar Athlete Award. True Value Hardware, promoting good sportsmanship through the Good Sports Are Winners program. Elias Brothers Big Boy. And Health Alliance Plan.
From the Pontiac Silverdome, the Michigan High School Athletic Association presents the Class CC Championship game in the 1992 football playoffs between the Eagles of Martin Deporres High School in Detroit and Montague High School, the Wildcats from Montague. Hi, everybody. I'm Mark Andrews, along with Detroit Lions All-Pro linebacker Chris Spielman. And Chris, Montague has never had a winning record in their history, and at least gone this far, an undefeated team. They're here in the state championship game against Deporres. 7 state championships. Little David and Goliath, I think.
Exactly. The one thing that Montague has going for it is that it is 11-0, and this year they don't know how to lose. So that could be an advantage. They're playing with a lot of confidence. They got a lot to prove. They have a heck of a challenge in playing Deporres, but I'm sure those kids are up for it.
Of course, Ron Thompson's Deporres team has been here before. As we mentioned, 7 state championships. They know the pressure. They know what it's like.
And that's a big help. Just like the earlier game we did with Lake Linden today. Lake Linden has been in the state championship recently. Deporres was there recently. Anytime you can have that big game pressure going into a big game like this, it helps.
The opening kickoff coming up. And one of your network sponsors is Farm Bureau Insurance.
In every corner of the state, Michigan folks receive a special kind of insurance help from Farm Bureau insurance agents. Help when it counts. People talking with people, and that'll never change. Wherever you live, whatever your lifestyle, your Farm Bureau agent is near you and has one objective. The Farm Bureau Insurance Objective. Making your future a little more predictable.
True Value has gifts to please everyone in your family, even you know who. Like the Black & Decker Thermal Carafe Drip Coffee Maker, just $39.99. And the Daisy Pick-A-Pocket Plus with reversible griddle. Or the electric 8-quart stock pot. Your choice, just $39.99 each. For personal service and low prices, bring your family to ours.
You can do it with True Value.
Back here at the Pontiac Silverdome, it's 12-0 Montague against 10-2 Detroit St.Martain Deporres for the Class CC Football Championship. Getting set to kick off for Montague is Chad Bays. And the crowd you hear is from Montague. I think the whole city is here. Could be a turnover on the kickoff. Let's see. It is. Montague takes over. What a turn of events on the opening kickoff, Chris.
That's something that Montague will need. They needed a big momentum getter, and they get it right away in the beginning of the game. Excellent. In a situation like that, when you have a short, high kick on a kickoff, often we are told to fair catch the football.
That was number 90, Dan Hildman, on the fumble recovery. 1st and 10 for Montague. The ball at the Deporres 42. The quarterback is Pat Collins. The give is to number 34, Ryan O'Connell, and he gets down to about the 32-yard line, and there's a flag on the play. If the team's not fired up, the fans are.
They certainly are. I tell you what, they have a lot of people here, and it's going to help them. It's going to give them an advantage.
The Montague offensive line. Pat Collins is the quarterback. Nazarowski, Smith, and O'Connell in the backfield. The penalty is against Deporres. And what a momentum break here for Montague. It'll be 1st and 10 inside the 20 for Montague. The ball will be marked at the 17. The officials for tonight's game: Norm Ryder is the referee. The umpire is James Schneider. Lineman Ralph Pipko. Melvin Edmondson, the line judge. The back judge, Eric Shifter, that is. 1st and 10 for Montague. The call goes to O'Connell again. And he gets inside the 15-yard line. There you see the Detroit Deporres defense. The front line: Singletary, Graham, Brock, and Bussey. The linebacking crew: Hill, Moore, Jackson, and Johnson. Then the backs: Robinson, Stewart, and Gaddy. A gain of 2 on the play. It's 2nd and 8. The ball at the Deporres 15. Pat Collins is the quarterback. The give is to O'Connell the 3rd straight time, and he goes right up the middle.
What Montague's trying to do is they're trying to get 3 people on one side of the line of scrimmage on the ends to outflank the Deporres defense, and they look like they're ready to set up the option.
That was Joel Smith on the carry, number 20. Correction there. And he picks up a yard, so it'll be 3rd and 7 from the 14. The Montague fans right below us, and they are here. Running out of the slot eye. A quarterback keeper. This is Collins, and he gets inside the 10 to the 7, and he is very close to a 1st down.
Excellent call. They fake the counter. Good ball handling by the quarterback. Fools the defense a little bit. Good pursuit by Deporres.
Number 2, David Robinson, knocked the ball out of Collins' hand as he was brought down. Timeout for a measurement now.
Pat looked like he would have had the 1st down easily if he would have held on to the football.
As they bring the chains across the field, 9:52 left to go, 1st quarter. It's Montague against Deporres. And, oh, they are short by that much. About 3 links. Is that about 3 inches normally on a on a chain? 3 inches, that's all. Well, Coach, it's a 4th down situation. You have the momentum going. What do you do? Do you go for it? Just try to run it up the gut?
You got to go for it. You're going to run the lead play. You're going to get and run a lead play to the overbalanced side. Going to give the ball to a back with the back leading up through the hole.
Here we go. It's 4th and about inches. The ball on the 7-yard line. Collins, the senior quarterback. Quarterback sneak up the middle. That may be close also.
I think he got it. Of course, they ran what I didn't want them to run, but that's a good call. Safe. You need 3 inches. Go right over the top.
Well, are they going to mark it and measure it, or are they going to give it to him? They give it to him. 1st down for Montague.
It's a nice job by the center, Justin Flynn, getting movement on a nose guard up front.
There's the head coach of Detroit Deporres, Ron Thompson, in his 16th year. His record 143 and 28 losses. 7 state championships. 1st and goal now for Montague. Movement.
Legal motion.
All over the place. The give was to Jason Nazarowski.
Secondary looked like the Grey Cup on the CFL. Where am I at, Mark? Where am I?
Next thing you know, you're going to want a rouge.
Yeah, okay.
9:21. Not to wear, though. I know you're on TV. There's the call. Illegal motion. And so that'll put the ball back at the 12, where it'll be 1st and goal. On the opening kickoff, Montague recovered a fumble as it bounced off the Deporres player, Marlon Jeffries. And it's been all Montague here in the early going. The give this time is to Ryan O'Connell. He gets inside the 5, down to the 3.
A nice movement up front by the offensive line. They're establishing a line of scrimmage. The guy's hitting a hole well, and he's running north and south.
You like those north-south guys?
I do.
The give up the middle once again. Nice fake play. And the give was to number 20, Joel Smith.
It's a fullback trap. You see number 56, Gabe Dyer, pull around, try to kick out, but the DB was there to fill the hole.
O'Connell, 895 yards on the ground, number 34. He's Collins' favorite rusher. And that's a quarterback keeper. Touchdown, Montague.
The fake to O'Connell. Nice ball handling, good fake. Good block, but I can't see the number on Maurice Gattle. Receiver made a nice block on Maurice Gattle, just enough to get in his way and for Pat Collins to take it in. They got 7 yards on that play before, and they came back to it again. It was a nice call.
Might have been Dan Hildman, number 90 on the left side. He was also the one that recovered the kickoff fumble. The extra point attempt is good. And with 7:53 left to go in the first quarter, Montague draws first blood with a touchdown run by Pat Collins. They lead it 7-0. We'll be right back. One of your network sponsors is Big Boy Restaurants.
You're about to see graphic scenes from Big Boy that may not be suitable for all viewers.
The Big Boy Pie Collection, starting with our famous strawberry, all baked fresh right in our restaurant. Irresistible prices. Rich new French silk. Take a pie home for the holidays. Tempting new Heath Bar Crunch.
If you are experiencing dizziness or shortness of breath, report to Big Boy immediately.
Now bring home a pumpkin pie from Big Boy for just $3.99.
Jeffrey Washington has been a Health Alliance Plan member for years. Signed up back in '61, and we've been with him ever since. Through good times and bad, through 3 homes and a family that's grown and gone. During that time, we've grown too. And Health Alliance Plan is now the largest HMO in Michigan, which may not matter to the newest Washington.
That baby's gonna have a voice just like his granddad.
What kind of voice is that?
Basso profundo.
Low and deep.
But his grandfather understands.
Back here at the Pontiac Silverdome, Chad Bays kicking off. Once again, Deporres having problems on the kickoff. Picked up by number 17, Maurice Gaddy. He's got some running room, gets up to the 438 before he's hauled down there by number 15, Jim Hams.
The thing Deporres has to do now is keep their composure, understand what got them to the state championship game. They gave up an early one, but don't worry about it. Come back and execute and stay with your game plan.
They've been here before 7 times. They've been the state champions. There you see Gaddy coming right up the middle. Nice spin move there. First and 10 for Deporres at the 38. The give is to Rashawn Cunningham, and he only gets a couple. Jim Hildman, number 90, in on the stop.
Seeing the old regular T-back formation a la Woody Hayes in the 70s with Pete Johnson and Cornelius Green.
Now Ron Thompson, the head coach, he's been here many times with the Deporres Eagles. It's 2nd and 7 from the 41. Give us to the second man through. Rashawn Cunningham.
Got a lead ISO right up the middle. The back does a nice job of keeping his feet going. The linemen are keeping their feet going. And as an offensive back, you always want to try to fall forward every time you get your hands on the ball.
3rd and 2. The ball at the 46. 6:20 left to go first quarter. Montague got on the board in the first possession. Big play here. The quarterback is Kier Stinnett. And it's going to be close. Montague thinks they stopped him. They may bring the chains out.
Little misdirection. Nice play by Mike Moore, who stepped up, filled the hole nice. But again, you see Deporres as the running back's keeping his feet driving, and maybe picked up the first down.
Yeah, they're going to measure it once again. This one's going to be close as well. Ooh, look at that. About 3 links again. 3 links short of that first down. There you see the offensive line for Deporres. Welch, Graham, Coleman, Polk, Wirtz, Moore, and Robinson. At quarterback, Kier Stinnett. Ronnie Austin, Rashawn Cunningham, Therese Jackson in the backfield. Here we go, 4th and 1. Both teams going for that on the 4th down early, and the crowd is up for Montague. They want to stop. Quarterback keeper up the middle, and he's gone. Kier Stinnett, he could go all the way, but he is hauled down at the 8-yard line. Number 75, or 76,
Speed.
Justin Kerwin.
It's just a quarterback sneak, and you're figuring that's coming. I don't understand how he can go for 45 yards, but
Or I'm sorry, that was 15 on the stop. I'm sorry, Jim Hams.
Jim Hams
stopped
did
the
a nice
touchdown.
job for stopping the touchdown. He had the angle on him, and he closed the gap.
The right corner, Jim Hams. Here we go, 1st and goal from the 8. The give that time was to Corey Moore. There you see the Montague defensive front line. The linebackers, Dyer, Bay, Smith, and Alvis Steffer. The DBs, Collins, O'Connell, and Hams. Ball is on the 7. It's 2nd and 7. 4:41 to go. The clock is moving here in the first quarter. The give is to number 22, Rashawn Cunningham. He gets down to the 5. And it's 3rd and goal at that point.
Look for a play-action pass here. They've been running. They ran the ball every play. It's all been up the middle for some kind of play-action pass, boot, some kind of way to outflank the defense.
The quarterback for Deporres is Kier Stinnett, a 5'11 senior, 170 pounds. They put Corey Moore in the backfield along with Rashawn Cunningham, even though they weren't on the depth chart. The give is to Cunningham. He gets inside the 5, touchdown.
Great run, great second effort.
He sort of backed in. And so, just that quickly, they've quieted the Montague crowd. Look at that, they sandwiched him there.
There you go. But you notice number 12 for Montague, Pat Collins, didn't wrap him up. And when you tackle a guy, you want to put your helmet through his chest and use your arms to wrap him up. These backs here, Cunningham's too good of a back not to wrap him up.
And they're going for the 2. Kier Stinnett, the give is to Cunningham.
No good.
And they keep him out.
Same play they scored the touchdown on.
Big stop for Montague. They have a 1-point lead, and they get the crowd back into the game.
That helps them a lot. That'll keep their confidence, knowing that they still have the lead and getting the ball back.
Our coverage of the 1992 MHSAA football finals concludes here on Pro-Am Sports Saturday afternoon at 4 o'clock with the Class BB title game between Oxford and Grand Rapids Kanoa Hills. We hope you'll join us Saturday as our 2-week football fest comes to a close on Pass. Area C number 26, Mike Moore. A 5'11", 175-pound senior. And getting set to kick off for Deporres will be their quarterback, Kier Stinnett.
George Blanda, right? Quarterback kicker type.
That's right. That's right.
I think he runs a little bit better than George ran.
That's not too hard to do.
I think you ran a little bit better than George ran, Mark.
I'll take George on the race now. Now, maybe. George and I haven't missed too many meals. 3:42 left to go first quarter. Montague leading at 7-6. As Stinnett kicks off. Nice high end over end kick. That's going to go. Bounces at the goal line and then over the line. So touchback. They'll bring it out to the 20 where Montague will take over 1st and 10. That was like a 9-iron pulling up there on the goal line. Thing had a nice bite to it.
I think you got to try to catch that ball and bring it back. I don't know. I don't
Keep
understand
them honest.
that. You got some kind of return team there, and you can get that ball up over the 20 anytime. It gives you a little bit of confidence.
There you see Pat Collins leading his Montague Wildcats. Out in the blue uniforms with the silver trim. Deporres in the white uniforms with yellow trim. The give, second man through. Jason Nazarowski. And he picks up 5 as it gets to the 25.
I'll tell you, Montague's really coming off the ball and establishing a line of scrimmage. Deporres has a hard time figuring out that double dive. All it is a fake left, handoff right. It's the old crossbuck play.
That's been a standard play for some years.
Darn right.
3:14 left to go first quarter. Collins takes it himself. Right side, gets the first down. He's up to about the 33.
What's happening on this play is they're faking the cross buck and they're pulling the guard. Now you see the guard 55 get out there on support. There's nobody else on support. And he just is running the daylight until the pursuit can catch up to him. It's a nice play.
Demetrius Johnson leading the tackles for Deporres. 1st and 10 for Montague at the 34. The give is to the first man through this time.
Well, I like what Deporres is doing defensively. That time they had 8 guys up on the line of scrimmage. They figured it out. They're saying Montague's not going to throw the ball. They're going to run it. We're going to pound them. So let's see if they can pound us. We'll put everybody up on the line of scrimmage and we'll go head on head.
Joel Smith on the carry. Tyrone Bussey on the stop. Pickup of 1, 2nd and 9. Officials timeout for an equipment repair there.
In fact, Pat Collins has only thrown the ball 32 times this year. So if I'm coaching Deporres, I'm thinking they're running. So I'm bringing everybody up. But you got to be careful because if you bring too many people up, they can hit you with a deep one.
Chris Singletary there with the equipment adjustment. 2nd and 8. Quarterback keeper again. This is Pat Collins on the left side, and he gets stacked up at the 39, but he picks up 4 yards on the play. Collins is not afraid to take it.
Quarterback keeper with the guard pulling. Now you watch the support guy right here. He does a nice job of keeping it on the inside, forcing it to cut back and allowing the pursuit to catch up with the Collins. It's a nice play by Maurice Gaddy. He held his own, held his position, and kept him from getting to the sidelines.
3rd down and 3. The ball is at the 40. Collins gives to O'Connell, and he gets up to about the 41 before he's pulled down. That'll bring up a punting situation for Montague.
Seen about 3 plays for Montague. The trap to the fullback, the cross-buck action to the halfback, and the quarterback keeper. They're doing it well, but I think you're going to have to get some kind of play-action pass to loosen that 8-man defensive front up from Deporres.
And going back to punt is Dan Hildman. Deep for Deporres is David Robinson. And he takes it at the 31. Reverses his field. He's got some room. But he's pulled down at the 35 and the flags are thrown. Did you see any?
Two of them.
Well, I see two flags, but did you see what happened?
Two clips.
Two clips. And this will be against Deporres. Another break for Montague. 15-yard walk-off. Will take it down to the 18.
It's a big series for the Montague defense. Yeah. Last series, they couldn't stop him. This series, they got him inside their own 20. If they can hold him and get some field position for their offense, it'd be a big confidence booster for him.
1st and 10 for the Deporres Eagles. As time is running down here in the first quarter. The pitch goes to number 15, Ronnie Austin. And he gets about 7 before he's pulled down at the 26.
Student body right. Got 2 lead blockers leading out in front. Ronnie Austin does a nice job of using his speed to get to the outside. The contained man, number 34.
Ronnie Austin, a 5'8" senior.
Ryan O'Connell had him, but he just outran him to the sidelines. He did a good job of recovering, but he's got to turn that play back inside to give the rest of your defense a chance to make the play.
That's the end of the first quarter with Montague on top of Deporres, 7-6. This is the MHSAA on pass. Back here at the Pontiac Silverdome, Mark Andrews along with Chris Spielman. This is the Class Double C State Championship game. And Montague with a 7-6 lead over Detroit St.Martain Deporres. What do you expect to see in the second quarter, Chris?
Probably the same thing we see in the first quarter. Each team's trying to establish their running game, trying to control the football.
And Kier Stennett takes the ball himself, and he gets the first down as he gets up to the 29.
The one thing I'm noticing about the Deporres running backs, I hate to keep reiterating myself, but they all run very hard and they keep their feet moving and they all fall forward. And you know, you're 6 foot tall. That's an extra 3 yards every time you fall down.
First and 10 for Deporres. The ball at the 29. They trail by 1, 7-6. The give is to number 22, Rashawn Cunningham, who goes up the middle.
Just at the fake to the fullback, hand off to the tailback, coming through. Nice job of balance, good hit.
Nice hit by number 12, Pat Collins, the quarterback.
Not bad for a quarterback.
Yeah.
I wonder if you'd see Rodney Peter or Eric Kramer doing one of those. Not.
A slot eye is what Deporres is running. The give is to Cunningham again. He gets the first down yardage. Happy to grind it out to the 40-yard line.
You're seeing what coach is doing. He's doing a lot of things that a lot of pro coaches and college coaches do. They repeat the play, but to the opposite side.
First and 10 for Deporres. David Robinson coming off now. And they've got Cunningham as the fullback. On the left side. They get up the middle of the left side to about the 42 for a gain of 2. So it'll be 2nd and 8 with 10:15 left to go in the first quarter. It's Detroit St. Martin Deporres and Montague High School from the Silverdome. The give on the reverse is number 15. That's Ronnie Austin. He gets knocked out of bounds close to the first down around the 47.
So you have an old counter trap. In 54, Singletary did a nice job of kicking out. Great effort just to get 7 yards. Montague had him stopped, but once again, you see the great balance and speed of Ronnie Austin to get to the outside. Good pursuit by the Montague defense.
3rd and 3 for Deporres.
Big down for the Montague team right here, Mark.
Straight T formation, as basic as it comes. The give is to number 15 again, and he gets up to Ronnie Austin, and he gets that first down as he crosses midfield.
Got the lead power. You got 2 guys leading through the hole. Montague has a chance to stop him right there. 3 guys had a chance. But again, you see the balance and cutting ability of Ronnie Austin and get the first down.
Sean Plickta making the stop, number 79.
You have a chance to stop him like that, you got to put him down. You guys right in front of you got to bring him down. That's your job as a defender.
1st and 10 for Deporres. The give is to Austin again.
There you go.
This time they catch him right around the line of scrimmage. He might have gotten a yard.
Ryan O'Connell did a nice job from his cornerback position to come up and make the hit. Again, we see the repeat of plays. If it's successful, the coach comes back to it. A nice hit. You got to wrap these guys up. Good job.
Second and 9, the ball at the 46. I think they're going to run it left side now. What do you think?
Nope, they're going to pass it.
He was back already. David Robinson with the catch. And he gets out of bounds at the 35, but he gets a first down. He was throwing already. You know.
You notice what they did here is that they seen that the defensive back was playing about 10 yards off the ball for respect of Deporres' speed. So what they did was they threw a little quick hitch to the receiver there, and he let him run and make the play. He gives him an advantage. He's the DB's. He's got 10 yards on the guy. Makes a tough position for number 15 and Jim Hams.
1st and 10 for Deporres. 8:43 left to go in the first half. Quarterback keeper Kier Stenat gets down to the 29, 28 perhaps. Grinds it out for about 6.
Once again, nice block by Singletary with a pancake there. Beautiful way to come off the ball. They're just establishing a line of scrimmage right now, Mark, and it's they're starting to wear down that defensive front a little bit. You can see them guys with their hands on their hips and knees.
Chad Bays brought him down for Montague. 2nd and 3 from the 28. Straight full house backfield. The pitch is to Austin. Gets some blockers, but in comes a Montague player to haul him down. Number 26, Mike Moore in on the stop.
We have a student body array with the 2 lead blockers. Mike Moore does a nice job of splitting the double team there. Keeps his head across the bow, fights through the stiff arm, and makes a great play. Big play for Montague right there.
And it's 3rd and 10 for Deporres. And now Montague calls the timeout. With 7:25 left to go in the first quarter, or the second quarter, the score, Montague 7, Deporres 6. We'll be right back. One of your network sponsors is True Value Hardware.
True Value has gifts to please everyone in your family. Even you know who. Put his workshop on wheels. Our Master Mechanic 6-drawer tool center is just $86.99. Tough messes? Their history with our Master Mechanic 5-gallon wet dry vac, just $29.88. For personal service and low prices, bring your family to ours.
You can do it with True Value.
Whether they live on the farm, in the country, the suburbs, or downtown, Farm Bureau Insurance serves them all. Life, home, retirement, auto, business. Farm Bureau Insurance. Insurance service that can help make the future of all Michigan folks a little more predictable.
3rd and 10, big play for Deporres. Back to pass for the first time and sacked. They got Kier Stennett.
Big series for the Montague defense.
Number 55 is Chad Bays.
Chad Bays, when the outside rush beat the block of the running back, was able to sack the quarterback. That's a big play for them.
I don't even think they saw him coming. That Stennett saw Bays coming from the right.
Number 41. Number 41, William Glaspie, had a chance.
David Robinson with the punt. Fair catch called for. By, whoa. Flag is thrown. Fair catch called for by Collins.
I think the flag is he didn't give him enough room to catch the ball. I'm not sure.
Oh, he was right on him. Yeah. This telecast is a copyrighted production of the Michigan High School Athletic Association, the Pontiac Silverdome Authority, and Pro-Am Sports. No reproduction of the pictures or accounts of this game may take place without the express written permission of the MHSAA and Pro-Am Sports. Well, they're going to take... Well, they decline it. They'll just take it where it is. 1st and 10 at their own 15. Now the coach is out on the field going, what? Hello. One of the coaches.
It didn't look too happy. I was just wondering, well, who declined that penalty?
Yeah.
To say, what?
Yeah, did you explain it to him fully and tell him it was a big one? Apparently not. Okay, here we go. Montague, 1st and 10 from their own 15. The give is to number 22, or 32, Jason Nezarowski. And he picks up Pretty close to 5. Call it 4, 2nd and 6. From the 19. The backfield consists of Joel Smith and Nezarowski. The give is to Nezarowski again, finds a hole up the middle. He gets across the 20 to about the 22.
Instead of having 8 people open on the line of scrimmage, Deporres now has employed 9 people on the line of scrimmage.
Well, I don't think Montague has thrown a pass tonight.
I don't think they care. They say you can put 50 people up there. We're going to run our ball. We're going to run the offense. We're going to do what we do best.
Ken Diamond in his 6th year as the Montague head coach has a record of 25 and 32. But boy, has he turned things around here. Collins is the quarterback. The give is to Nezarowski again. And he gets piled under by 3 or 4 Deporres players. He might have picked up a yard. He might be a yard short of the first down. And they're going to mark it around the pretty close to the 25, but they're still a yard short.
You got to punt the football here, no question. Can't give Deporres this kind of field position. Put your defense in a bad position.
There you see the time remaining in the first half. Dan Hildman back to punt for Montague. End over end kick taken by Robinson at the 44. He's at midfield. And he gets pulled down at the 42. He was trying to direct his blockers, but I don't think they could get over there quickly enough.
It's a nice return for Deporres. The reason he was able to get that return because the coverage team didn't have time to cover because of the poor hang time on that punt.
1st and 10 for the Deporres Eagles at the 42. The clock is running as you see Ron Thompson, the head coach of Detroit St.Martain Deporres. Ron has been there a long time. State champion in 1990. The give this time is number 22, Austin. Ron's been at Deporres for 16 years with a 142-28 record.
There you have lead ISO again, but you see that the fullback and tailback got a little bit too close together running through the hole. It did not allow the tailback Cunningham time to read this full box block.
Correction, that was Rashawn Cunningham on the run. 2nd and 5, the ball at the 37. 3:35 to go in the half. Cunningham gets the call again, and he's not going anywhere. Number 26, Mike Moore, and number 77, Justin Flynn on the stop for Montague.
Again, we have the same repeated play, the lead ISO. Number 26, Justin does a nice job of coming from his outside position to close the gate in front of the ball and makes a good play.
3rd down and 4 now.
Look for some type of outside play here to the field. You want to try to outflank him, use your speed, and get to the sidelines.
The quarterback is Kier Stinnett. He takes it himself, goes left side. He has the first down. He's inside the 20, down to the 16. Before Rick Alvesteffer pulls him down.
It's a nice call. Very good call by Coach Thompson. They ought to fake the ISO, just quarterback naked bootleg. And he wants to run to the field because he has more room to use his speed and ability, his agility to make a move. Makes a nice move on the defensive back there to pick up some extra yardage. Good pursuit by number 40, Rick Alvesteffer, to come catch him from behind. But it's good play, good call, well executed.
1st and 10 for Deporres. They have it on the Montague 16. 2:32 to go in the half. Cunningham gets the call off the right side. And he may have gotten 2.
There you go, your lead ISO again. The one thing that I might disagree with a little bit, if I disagree with anything about this offense, is that fullback and tailback are awful close, and it does not allow the tailback time to read the fullback's lead block.
A gain of 1, 2nd and 9, the ball at the 15.
You're running the football here, Deporres. You got to keep your eye on the clock and maybe start thinking you got 3 timeouts left.
Full house backfield. The give once again. Oh, they read it well that time. The give was to Ronnie Austin, but Hildeman was right there to haul him down.
Nice play. See the outside linebacker pinches inside, beats off 2 blockers, puts his chest the guy up, and puts him down on the ground. Good defensive play. You're seeing what Montague is trying to do to help them out is move their defensive front, start slanting and angling inside and scraping your linebackers outside. Give them a little bit of chance. Gives offensive linemen trouble when they get movement.
3rd and 10, a minute 15 to go in the first half. Stinnett takes it himself. He's being chased. He throws it away. Oh, was that close?
Wow.
He didn't even see where he was throwing it. He just launched it up there.
That was a great effort just to get the ball off by Stinnett.
Corey Moore was the intended receiver.
It's a great job by number 26.
Mike Moore.
Mike Moore to come up and put the pressure. Stinnett just let one fly. If he would have read the coverage just a little bit quicker, there were 2 guys open in the end zone. It was a good job by Mike Moore to force the pass early.
Well, it's 4th down. And they are going to go for it at 4th and 10. Now Montague uses their 2nd timeout with a minute 3 to go. One of the teams participating in the 1992 MHSAA Football Finals will be selected as the recipient of the Good Sportser Winners Award. The most sportsmanlike team and its followers will be honored with a commemorative banner, crystal trophy, and a $1,000 donation from True Value Hardware Stores, which sponsors the MHSAA's year-round sportsmanship efforts. Frankfort was the winner of the Good Sportser Winners Award at the 1991 Finals. There you see Ron Thompson talking with quarterback Kier Stinnett.
If I'm the defensive coordinator for Montague, I'm thinking, all right, they got 10 yards to go. It's got to be either some kind of reverse, screen pass, or bootleg.
Well, on 4th down last time, he tried to go to the air, and they hauled him down. Hauled down Kier Stinnett. Well, here we go. It's 4th down. As Deporres comes up to the line. Montague with a 1-point lead, 7-6 with a minute 3 to go. This is only the first half. But they are making some noise here at the Silverdome. Stinnett back to pass, fires it down the middle, caught, touchdown. He finds number 41, William Glaspie. What a pressure play.
Drop back, and they were in a 2-deep zone. He split the seam over the linebacker's head. You had number 12 for Montague. Pat Collins was stretched out because he had another receiver running the seam pattern on the other side. What he did was looked off, hit number 41 Glaspie in the end zone. Good call, nice play, well executed.
And they're going for the 2 as Stinnett brings him up to the line. He goes right up the middle. The ball gets knocked loose, so it's no good. So Deporres comes away with 6, and they take the lead for the first time tonight, 12-7 over Montague with 57 seconds remaining here in the first half.
Well, Montague has time to do something now. If they have any type of throwing game, now's the time we're going to see it.
We'd like to pass on our congratulations to the champions in the 1992 MHSAA Boys Soccer Tournament. The Class A champion was Warren De La Salle. Class B honors go to Detroit Country Day, and the Class CD winner was Kalamazoo Hackett. Congratulations to all of those teams. The injured player, number 77, Justin Flynn. Looks like a calf or an ankle injury. And their quarterback will kick off, Kier Stinnett. He's a 5'11", 170-pound senior. The deep man for Montague is Joel Smith, number 20. Jason Nizarowski also deep with Ryan O'Connell. number 34. Less than a minute to go here in the first half. And Deporres has come back with a touchdown here in the second quarter to take the lead 12-7 in the Class CC state championship game. Stennett's kick, a wobbler, taken by Nezarowski at the 20. He's at the 30, has some running room, gets up to the 42 before he's pulled down.
Nice run.
Very nice. Went right up the gut with it.
Good thing I like to see about these both teams' runners. They run hard, they put their head down, and they fall forward. This is a nice run by Nezarowski. Sees the seam. Good blocking. Right. Boom. Number 17 got a pretty good shot there. He got in front of him, though, but Nezarowski had the momentum, just knocked him back a little bit.
There's the time remaining left in the first half. As Collins tries to run the Wildcats. The give is to O'Connell. Second man, Nezarowski, straight up the middle. They have only one timeout to go with 27 seconds left. The clock continues to run.
Line up, down it, do something.
15 seconds.
What's going on?
Maybe they're waiting to get it down inside 5 and they'll just go with a Hail Mary or something. Are they going to let the half run out? They're just going to let the half run out. And that's it. That's the end of the first half.
I have a hard time understanding that.
They had a chance to run a play or two.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean,
well, that's what Ken Diamond did.
That's good. And
we're at halftime with Detroit Deporres leading Montague in the Class CC state championship game, 12-7, and we'll be right back. This is the MHSAA on Pass.
Today's broadcast of the MHSAA Finals is made possible by Farm Bureau Insurance, sponsor of the MHSAA Scholar Athlete Award. True Value Hardware, promoting good sportsmanship through the Good Sports Are Winners program. Elias Brothers Big Boy. And Health Alliance Plan.
Back here at the Pontiac Silverdome, we are at halftime with Deporres leading Montague 12-7. Mark Andrews along with Chris Spielman. And Chris, a good first half. Montague had the emotion right up from the opening kickoff when they recovered the fumble off the kickoff, took it in and scored, and then Deporres has just ground out 2 touchdowns in the first 2 quarters.
Well, I think you can see the credit goes to Deporres' poise and control. Even though they fell behind early, they didn't panic. They stuck with their game plan, established 2 drives, were able to put the ball in the end zone, 1 on the 4th and 10. It's a nice call. They ran a double seam pattern, put the safety in the bind. Quarterback made the right read and hit number 41 there for the touchdown.
This looks like an old Bo Schembechler game. They just love to keep it on the ground. Neither team wants to throw the ball much. I think we've seen 2 passes all night. 1 for a touchdown, though.
Well, I think what they're both doing is trying to establish a line of scrimmage, and they understand what brought them to the dance. That was their running game. They're going to line up and say, this is what we're going to do. Deporres is employing 9 men on the line of scrimmage to stop Montague's running attack, and they're doing a good job so far.
And we'll be right back in just a moment. One of your network sponsors is Health Alliance Plan.
When Svetko Nakovsky first opened for business, he'd never heard of Health Alliance Plan. We didn't start working with him till he'd opened his 3rd restaurant, and we were still getting started ourselves. Now, as Svetko prepares to hand the business down, we're proud to be able to help a new generation of Nakovskys with their plans for the future. Because while it's one thing to be part of a business,
Stasio, enough!
it's another to be part of a tradition.
To my sons.
Health Alliance Plan.
Snookums, get me a big, fresh breakfast.
Big and fresh.
No, I want the new Big Boy weekday breakfast bar, only $2.99. Scrambled eggs, fresh fruit, biscuits, bacon, pancakes, all I can eat, $2.99. Try, Snookums.
I'm trying.
Peach Fuzz, I want the Big Boy weekday breakfast bar for $2.99. Try harder. I want Big Boy.
Why didn't you say so?
True Value has gifts to please everyone in your family, even you know who. It's a woodworker's dream and a real True Value. The Stanley 3-piece wood chisel set, just $19.88. And a great gift for the great outdoors. The Estwing Sportsman's Axe, just $19.99. For personal service and low prices, bring your family to ours.
You can do it with True Value.
Back here at the Pontiac Silverdome, we're in halftime. And let's enjoy the Montague High School Marching Band under the direction of Timothy Watt. You've been watching the Montague Marching Band under the direction of Timothy Watt. And we're at halftime with Deporres leading Montague 12-7. We'll be right back. One of your network sponsors is Farm Bureau Insurance.
In every corner of the state, Michigan folks receive a special kind of insurance help from Farm Bureau Insurance agents. Help when it counts. People talking with people, and that'll never change. Wherever you live, whatever your lifestyle, your Farm Bureau agent is near you and has one objective: the Farm Bureau Insurance objective, making your future a little more predictable.
True Value has gifts to please everyone in your family, even you know who. Like the American Harvest Jetstream Oven with timer. Get oven-quality food microwave fast. And imagine 4 appliances in one. The new Toastmaster Grillery sautés, grills, fries, and bakes. For personal service and low prices. Bring your family to ours.
You can do it with True Value.
You moron!
Fanatic.
You stink! Yeah, 41U, you stink! Ref, you're an idiot! Boo! Boo! Kid, you're a moron!
Fan.
Defense, out of way. They're looking good. Teamwork. Take a shot. Yeah! Good shot. Hit him, Tommy!
Be a fan, not a fanatic.
Back here at the Pontiac Silverdome, Mark Andrews along with Chris Spielman. We're at halftime. Deporres with a 12-7 lead on Montague. And Montague really playing defense for a long time, probably getting a good rest inside the locker room.
I think one well-deserved. They did a good job of holding up, but Deporres came through, kept their composure like we talked about at the beginning of the half. They kept their composure, even though they fell down. They were able to execute their offense and put 2 touchdowns on the board.
Well, one of the top priorities for the Michigan High School Athletic Association in recent years is addressing the topic of females in athletic leadership. Let's join John Johnson in his interview with MHSAA Assistant Director St. Martain about the 1993 Women in Sports Leadership Conference.
During this break in the action, we're talking with MHSAA Assistant Director St. Martain. Sue, the MHSAA will be hosting its 5th annual Women in Sports Leadership Conference, February 7th and 8th in Lansing. And give us a little bit of the background about the conference and who it's for.
The conference is for people involved in girls' athletics, regardless of whether it's a man or a woman coaching or a male or a female athletic director, and that's the people that we draw to our conference. They're welcome to our conference.
And the theme on this year's conference is something that's become more and more important. It's talking about moral reasoning in sports, ethics, integrity, and respect.
That's correct. We have Dr. Jennifer Beller and Dr. Sharon Stoll coming to speak with us about moral reasoning in sport. And the background is that national studies show that there's a difference in testing of athletes and non-athletes with regards to moral reasoning in sport.
And one of the other things that it's a unique feature of this year's conference, I think everybody remembers the movie from this past summer, A League of Their Own, will actually have some of the members from the old All-American Girls Professional Baseball League in attendance at this conference.
That's correct. They are going to be our guests at our reception on Sunday evening. And preceding that, Dr. Janice Taylor will be with us, and she's presenting her documentary film that she did on the women who played in the All-American Women's Baseball League.
And of course, a local name familiar to many people in Michigan in general will be the speaker at the luncheon on the second day of the conference, former Rhodes Scholar and track All-American at Michigan State, Molly Brennan.
That's right. We're really pleased to have Molly with us, and she's really excited about coming back and speaking with the people that are currently involved in interscholastic sports. She will be at our luncheon on Monday afternoon.
And at that awards luncheon, there will be the presentation of the annual Women in Sports Leadership Award. Now, what does this award embody? What type of a person wins this award?
The nominees that we receive that our committee and our governing board review are people who have given a great deal of time, are good role models, and have networked with providing opportunities for girls in sports.
And we'll put the address up on the screen now that you can see to get more information about the Women in Sports Leadership Conference. It's the MHSAA office at 1019 Trowbridge Road in East Lansing. Sue, thanks for joining us.
Thanks a lot, John.
Back here at the Pontiac Silverdome, we're at halftime, where Deporres leads Montague 12-7. Just about a minute to go left in the halftime. And Chris, what can Montague do to come out in the second
Well, the
half?
important thing for Montague is they're going to get the ball to start out the second half. They have to establish that they're going to be in a football game. They got to establish it right now in their first possession. The most important part of the game often is the first 5 minutes of the first half, or second half, excuse me.
And we'll be back with the second half. One of your network sponsors is Big Boy Restaurants.
You're about to see graphic scenes from Big Boy that may not be suitable for all viewers.
The Big Boy Pie Collection, starting with our famous strawberry, all baked fresh right in our restaurant. Irresistible prices. Rich new French silk. Take a pie home for the holidays. Tempting new Heath Bar Crunch.
If you are experiencing dizziness or shortness of breath, report to Big Boy immediately.
Now bring home a pumpkin pie from Big Boy for just $3.99.
Every morning at 6 a.m., Linda Cunningham follows a familiar routine that takes her along a familiar route. Some days are good. Others, she just feels like going back to bed. But she never does. Because just like other members of Michigan's largest HMO, Linda has learned when you take the time to take care of yourself, good health comes as no surprise, even when you're caring for two.
Again, Mommy, again, Mommy.
Health Alliance Plan.
But this time you push.
Make do-it-yourselfers happy with these gifts from True Value, like this pack of 3 mini flashlights with super bright Krypton bulbs and batteries from Master Electrician, just $7.99. And this Allenite 37-piece screwdriver bit and socket set with adapter, just $9.99. For personal service and low prices, bring your family to ours.
Back here at the Pontiac Silverdome at halftime, Deporres with a 12-7 lead on Montague, and we're going to take a look at Deporres' second touchdown coming in the second quarter, and they went to the air to get it.
Biggest play of the game, 4th and 10. Straight drop back pass. He has one guy in that seam on the hash mark. There's another guy for Deporres on the other hash mark. Put the safety in the bind, made the right read, hit the guy in the end zone for the score.
Kier Stennett to William Glassby, and we'll be right back. This is the MHSAA on Pass. Back here at the Pontiac Silverdome, getting set to start the third quarter. Deporres leads it 12-7 over Montague as Kier Stennett is getting set to kick off for Deporres. Deep for Montague, Joel Smith, Jason Nizarowski, and Ryan O'Connell. Montague scoring first on their first series, but it's been all Deporres since then. Taken by O'Connell. He's up to the 30, pulled down around the 32-yard line. Number 71, Timothy Singleton, in on the stop.
It's important first series for Montague's offense. They got to establish some type of drive. Not necessarily score, but just get confidence that they can move the ball, and it's the Deporres team.
Ball is on the 33. Pat Collins is the quarterback for the Montague Wildcats. Number 12, there you see him, as they come up to the line. Don't look for Collins to pass much. They had only 11 receptions all this season coming into this game. Too many men on the field, perhaps? Well, they didn't snap the ball.
Lined up in the neutral zone outside.
Okay.
You know, I guess in high school it's different than college or pros. Usually the ball is snapped and the flag's thrown and gives the offense a free play. That's a dead ball foul, I guess, in high school. I'm not sure.
So it'll be 1st and 5 for Montague. They're getting a break on penalties. Ball is at the 38. 11:25 left to go here in the third quarter. Quarterback keeper, this is Collins. And he gets hauled down right at the line of scrimmage. Number 54 on the stop, Christopher Singletary.
We had some nice success with that play earlier in the game, and here's Demetrius.
I'm sorry, yeah, you're right.
Demetrius Johnson coming up, wasn't full at that time, came up, made a nice play on Pat Collins.
2nd and 5. Montague in the blue uniforms with silver trim, silver helmets. Deporres in the yellow helmets with white uniforms. And the give that time was to Smith. And he might have lost a yard or two.
It's a quick fullback trap, but Corey Brooks from his nose guard position sniffed it out and made a nice play. Big Corey Brock. I'm sorry, Mr.
3rd and 6.
I'm sorry, Mr. Mitchell Brock.
10-10 left to go. Third quarter. Back to pass is Collins. He puts it up.
Oh.
Incomplete. Intended for number 26, Mike Moore. And he had Deporres faked out. He's never thrown.
It's good play action. Nice blocking up front. Delivers the ball. Mike Moore has to make that catch. He's wide open. You don't throw the ball much. You had an opportunity. You had the defensive back sucked up on the run fake. He's got to make the play.
David Robinson and Maurice Gaddy. Deep for Deporres. Back to punt is Dan Hildman. He uncorks it down to Gaddy at the 30, 35, and he's taken under at the 33.
It's excellent coverage by the Montague punt team.
So that's where Deporres takes over, 1st and 10 at the 36.
It's essential for Montague's defense to stop Deporres right here. If Deporres is able to control the ball and move it down the field and score on them, it'll take a lot of confidence out of the Montague team.
1st and 10 from the 36. As Kier Stennett brings him up. The give is to Austin. And he gets pulled down around the 39-yard line, a pickup of about 2. Injured Deporres player on the field. It's number 56, William Coleman. Coleman is the center. 6 feet, 260-pound senior. 9:25 left to go here in the third quarter. So now they've got a backup center in there now, number 54, Chris Singletary. And we'll be back in just a minute. One of your network sponsors is True Value Hardware.
Make do-it-yourselfers happy with these gifts from True Value, like this pack of 3 mini flashlights with super bright Krypton bulbs and batteries from Master Electrician, just $7.99. And this Allenite 37-piece screwdriver bit and socket set with adapter, just $9.99. For personal service and low prices, bring your family to ours.
Whether they live on the farm, in the country, the suburbs, or downtown, Farm Bureau Insurance serves them all. Life, home, retirement, auto, business. Farm Bureau Insurance. Insurance service that can help make the future of all Michigan folks a little more predictable.
Back here at the Silver Dome with Deporres leading Montague 12-7 with 9:25 left to go in the third quarter. William Coleman is up now. And being helped from the field, gets a nice hand from the Montague fans right below us. And Chris Singletary will be the center now for Deporres. So you see some of the fans here. All of the playoff games so far have been very close up until now.
Well, that's what you expect in the state championship games, that both teams deserve to be here, and both teams are going to fight and give everything they have to win it.
So they have a new center. You're a defensive player. When you bring a new center in, do you try to rush the ball a little bit, make him jumpy?
I think you just run the ball and make sure that the center and quarterback get the exchange. Now Singletary moves over from left guard to center.
And they go right up the middle. Singletary did a nice job. He was blowing his people right out of there.
Well, I've been watching him all day. He's a tough guy. He pancaked a guy earlier on a block. He had a nice block there. And on defense, he's in on a lot of plays. He's a good player. He wears a good number, too, by the way. Very good number.
You must be his hero.
Well, I don't know about that. But he's a tough guy.
Corey Moore on the last carry. Big third down play, 3rd and 3 from the 43. The Montague fans coming alive. They want to stop. But the give is to number 22, Rashawn Cunningham, and he gets the first down inside the Montague 50, inside the 50 to the Montague 46.
And we have our ISO play again. Montague had a chance. I can't quite see the number there. Number 90 maybe. I see him getting up a little bit frustrated. And Dan Hildman had a chance to bring him down. He couldn't do it. And again, nice job of hard running by Cunningham.
1st and 10 for Deporres. The ball at the 47. 7:55 to go in the third quarter. The give was to Austin, but they lined him up right up at the 46-yard line. Montague stuffing the middle there.
It's a better job by the defense from Montague. But you notice one thing about these backs from Deporres. They never seem to get brought down by one particular guy. They're always fighting, scratching, and clawing for extra yardage, and it tends to pay off for them.
And they pick up 2, so it'll be 2nd and 8. Kier Stinnett working out of the slot I formation. As Cunningham and Austin in the backfield, quarterback keeper Stinnett carrying on his own. Flag is thrown. Stinnett cuts to the outside and goes out at the 40-yard line.
Put that ball away, Kier. Put that ball away. You ain't in the NFL yet, buddy. Got a holding. Right there, 15, Austin. Holding the push.
A clip.
Pushed him in the back. You see there's that bootleg, and they ran that play earlier when able to convert on the first down. They brought it back to the field to take advantage of the
shows you what can happen too. Stinnett hit the line, hit the cord.
Yeah, that's
and
because he had
immediately
that
lost
ball.
the ball.
He was running with that ball.
He was showing it.
I tell you, those TV people, I can't understand them half the time. They're always in the way more often than not. Except, of course, when me and you are doing the games.
Oh, of course, Chris. I'll be your blocking back. First and 10, or rather second now. Second down as they take the ball back to the Deporres 39. The Montague crowd.
If Deporres has a screen in their offensive game plan, look for it right here.
Full house backfield. Back to pass is Stennett. He goes deep. Incomplete, intended for number 17, Maurice Gaddy. Broken up by number 12, Pat Collins, the quarterback.
You got your play action pass. You're getting Maurice Gaddy out from his halfback position in a T formation and running him on a deep flag. The rule for the safety, Pat Collins, and when you're in that coverage, is be deep as the deepest, and he was, and he made a nice play in knocking the ball down.
And Stennett took a lick also. I think it was Chad Bays who got him.
Montague's doing a good job of putting pressure on Stennett. They got to wrap him up.
Third down and 24 for Deporres from the 39. Stennett to the air again, being rushed by Bays. He goes up, intercepted. No, incomplete. Incomplete pass. But good defense played by Montague. They were right on him all the way.
Same play, same action. Chad Bays does a nice job beating this guy around the corner. He has him. He's got a... Stennett does a nice job of getting the ball off, and there's the tip drill. Had an opportunity to catch the ball, but it was a good play by the receiver there. He turned into the defensive back and knocked the ball away. Excellent play by the receiver for Deporres.
Back to punt is David Robinson.
It's a good series for the Montague defense. Now hopefully if they can, hopefully for them, they can get their offense on track.
And Deporres has to use a timeout to avoid a delay penalty. Our coverage of the 1992 MHSAA football finals concludes here on Pro-Am Sports Saturday afternoon at 4 o'clock with the Class BB title game between Oxford and Grand Rapids Kenowa Hills. We hope you'll join us Saturday as our 2-week football fest comes to a close right here on Pass. The Montague cheerleaders coming over from the western side of the state to the Pontiac Silverdome.
The one thing you can say, Mark, about both these teams is they both are certainly well coached.
Yes, sir.
You don't get this far without good coaching, and the guys, their players understand their system, they understand their roles, they understand what scheme they're trying to do, and they execute well. It's a credit to both coaches to have their teams here in the finals and playing as well as they are playing.
It's fourth down for Deporres. The ball is on their own 39. It's 4th and 24, but David Robinson will be back to punt. There you see him for the Deporres Eagles. 7-time state champions. Montague having their best season ever at 11-0. That's how they got here. Now they pitch it back to the punter, Robinson. Strange play. Taken by number 20, Joel Smith. He's at the 35, on his feet at the 45, has 2 men to beat, and he gets down to the 43-yard line. Good running by Joel Smith.
Excellent. From the looks of that punt, I don't think Deporres punched much during the season. Receives the punt. Picks the seam, splits 2 guys. You got to put your head across the bow. They're closing the gate behind the ball. You cannot do that. You got to put your helmet in front of them. Stennett does a nice job, but he doesn't wrap up, but he comes back and gets in on the play.
Good second and third effort by Joel Smith, a 5'8", 171-pound senior. He is now in the backfield, along with Ryan O'Connell. Montague has it 1st and 10. The give is to O'Connell, and he gets to about the 41 for a pickup of 2. Demetrius Johnson in on the stop for Deporres. Now give him 3, make it 2nd and 7 from the 40. Pat Collins, the quarterback for Montague. "12-7 is our score. Deporres leading Montague with 5:35 to go in the third.
There's Deporres. They have all 9 people up playing that run. There's a quarterback sweep.
Pat Collins might have gotten a yard. And it's third down as they mark the ball at the 44. Clock moving here at the Dome.
Once again, if you're Montague and you're looking at that defense, you got 9 people up. Maybe some type of play action or anything just to loosen them up a little bit to keep them honest.
Collins has thrown only 1 pass tonight. And he throws one over the middle. Caught by number 40, Rick Alvesteffer. And they got the first down.
Good call by myself. Quick play action, tight end pop pass. That's one of the oldest plays in football. What it does is it holds your linebackers, it makes them step up and honor the fake. You hit the tight end right where the linebackers are supposed to be. Good call, good play. Well executed by Montague.
1st and 10 for the Wildcats. And Collins rolls right. Look out, he gets swept under by number 55, Tyrone Bussey. A big loss for the Wildcats.
There it is, a play action boot. Bussey wasn't fooled and buries him into the turf. He was forced out of the pocket there nicely by number 58, Mitchell Brock. Good pressure.
So it's 2nd and 21 from the 41.
Got a lot of pressure on the Montague offense. They're not a throwing team, and they got 21 yards to go. Let's see what they do.
The give is to O'Connell. Finds room. Finds a hole on the left side. He gets down to about the 35. Pickup of 7.
They're running from the motion spot this time. Fake fullback plunge, hand off to the tailback, leading through. I think you're in 4-down territory here, too. I think 3:26 in the third. I think you're inside the opponent's 40. You're in 4-down territory.
3rd and 13. Collins calling the signals. Movement on the line. Could be offside against Deporres. At least that's what the Montague fans feel. Deporres has jumped a couple of other times tonight. Offside against Deporres.
It's a smart play by Pat Collins to change up that cadence. Deporres is a very aggressive attacking type defense. Anytime you play against that type of defense, you want to have a variation in your snap count.
You change the cadence again on this play?
Yeah, you might. If they're running on 2, you might want to run it on 3. Also, you can quick snap it, because I guarantee you those linebackers in Deporres' huddles doing like I do, is that my linemen are jumping, I get on their rear ends. Watch the ball.
3rd and 10. The give is to Smith, and he gets down to the 27-yard line. They're still about 7 yards short of the first down. They need to get to the 21, and they get to closer to the 27. So they're about 6 away.
Timeout. We'll talk about it.
And Montague calls a timeout with 2:23 to go in the third quarter. Deporres leading 12-7. The MHSAA went to a 2-day 36-hole tournament to determine its boys golf champions in the Lower Peninsula this fall. And we'd like to congratulate the champions: Rochester in Class A, Bloomfield Hills Andover in Class B, Detroit Country Day in Class C, and Portland St. Patrick in Class D. The same format will be used to determine the Lower Peninsula girls champions in June, and those meets will take place in East Lansing. All right, 2:23 to go. You're 7 yards short. What do you come at him with?
Well, I've been wrong so far tonight in this game on Montague, but I'm looking either for that quarterback keeper that they've run, and they've been successful. You could see that play action pass to the tight end pop pass, or maybe some type of screen pass. But I think you got to do something besides your basic offense here. You got to try to confuse Deporres and see what happens.
Okay, both teams have 2 timeouts left. 2:23 to go in the third. 4th down for Montague. Collins back to pass. Has his pass knocked down by number 55, Tyrone Bussey. So Deporres takes over on downs at their own 27.
Got your sprint out pattern. Try to outflank the defense, and Bussey, that's the second time in that series he made a big play on that type of pass. He had a sack and a knockdown of a pass. That's a good job by Tyrone.
So here comes the Deporres offense on the field now. Being run by number 24, Kier Stinnett. There you see him.
Even though they didn't make it, Mark, that's still not bad because there's plenty of time left and they have some confidence that they can move the ball on Deporres.
Stinnett on the give. That's Rashawn Cunningham. He gets up to the 35. A pickup of about 8.
You got to give credit to where the guys up front, where they don't get much credit, but they're making nice holes for Cunningham to hit it up in there in an ISO play.
Cunningham ran for 36 yards in the first half and scored Deporres' first touchdown. Stinnett calling the signals with 1:41 to go in the third. And getting the call that time was Stinnett himself. About a yard short of a first down. It's 3rd and 1.
Rick Alvesteffer did a nice job of shooting a gap and making the play.
Coach Ron Thompson in his 16th season for Deporres. Montague needs a stop. And going right up the middle is number 32, Leonard Shell.
At the first down. Again, Deporres is running at their strength. They're running right over the 2 guards in center, and they're hitting it right in there, and they're getting movement on the line of scrimmage. And all the back really has to do in a situation like that is fall forward, and they'll have the first down.
Corey Moore getting the first down. The ball at the 37, 1st and 10, with 45 seconds left to go in the third. The give is to Cunningham. He crosses the 40 to the 42. Number 26 in on the stop for Montague, Mike Moore.
Deporres is doing an excellent job on first down. They're putting themselves in a good situation for 2nd and 3rd down by getting 5 yards a pop on the first down. What Montague in turn has to do is stop them, make them get Deporres into a 2nd and long and 3rd and long situation to give themselves a chance.
Time for one more play here in the third quarter. No, they're not going to run it, I don't think. Nope, time runs out. So we have played 36 minutes, and Deporres has a 12-7 lead on Montague. This is the MHSAA on pass. Back here at the Pontiac Silverdome, we're going to the fourth quarter of the Class CC State Championship game. I'm Mark Andrews along with Chris Spielman, and Deporres has the ball in the white uniforms. They've controlled pretty much the second and third quarters. Montague had the edge in the first quarter, and Rashawn Cunningham gets up to midfield. Picks up 7 yards and a first down.
You have the same play. You got your lead play with the fullback kicking out on the outside backer and Cunningham running off his block.
Number 80, Rob Groh, brought him down.
Again, what Montague's defense has to do is stop him on first down, get Deporres into a second and long and third and long situation.
Full house backfield. Allows him a couple blockers on the pitch. And the give is to Cunningham. He gets that blocking, and he picks up pretty close to 5 yards.
Deporres is starting to establish control now. They're getting 5 yards a pop. And what Montague has to do is start blitzing, maybe slanting and angling their defensive line a little bit more, taking a little bit of chance to start hitting the gaps.
11:05, played just under a minute, now a minute of the fourth quarter. Montague has to find a way to get the ball back.
They need a turnover.
They trail by 5. The give is to Cunningham again, off the left side. And he picks up about 3 to the 43. Rashawn Cunningham, a 6 foot, 190-pound senior. Time of possession starting to favor Deporres now. After 3 quarters, 19:31 to 16:29. And Cunningham gets the call for a third straight time. Going to be short of the first down by about a yard.
Big play for the Montague defense. Perhaps the biggest play of the game right here.
If I'm Deporres, I may want to punt it because you're going to put him deep.
Well, that's why we're up here and Coach Thompson's down there. We'll see.
He has 7 championships. I don't have
Before
any.
the bootleg. Nope,
Pierre
quarterback
Stinnett,
sneak.
quarterback keeper. Does he get it? Ooh, depends on the spot. I think he has it.
If he gets it, it'll be second effort because he was stopped and you see him thrust that ball forward.
He's over the line. But
he stopped right there. But watch. Right there.
Well, he looks like he's over the line.
It's a well-coached, nice effort by Pierre Stinnett.
Well, are they going to bring the chains out? Looks like a first down to me.
There you go.
Yep, first down for Deporres. That allows them to use up more time. And they're in control right now with a 12-7 lead. And the clock is moving once again. There you see number 77 for Montague, Justin Flynn. Stinnett gives to Cunningham again. Another gain of 5 yards. Down to the 35.
If I'm Montague, I'm got to start being concerned about the clock because I know that I don't have a quick strike offense. I got a ball possession offense. Not only are they going to be battling Deporres, but they're also going to be battling the clock.
But what do you do when you see something like this happen?
You got to start taking chances, and it looks like they are, but they got to establish that first down. They can't let Deporres get in a 2nd and 4, 2nd and 5 situation.
And it's 2nd and 5 now. And now they hold him up.
There they do.
Finally, they get a stop and get Rashawn Cunningham out of the backfield.
They did a nice job of slanting the line. See number 53 and 90 slant inside. The backer scrapes outside.
Bob Dark is number 53.
Right.
90 is Hildeman.
They do a nice job of pursuit. Wrap him up. You got to wrap these guys up from Deporres. They're good hard runners.
It's 3rd and 5 now.
For some type of play to the field, either bootleg, some type of sprint action to the field to take advantage of Kennett's speed.
The give is to Cunningham, and he just keeps churning away inside the 30 to about the 27.
Once again, I'm wrong. But
hobbling there is number 72 for Deporres. Frederick Graham, 5'10", 245.
Frederick made a nice block there, clearing away for Cunningham. Drove his guy off the line of scrimmage and buried him.
There you see where we stand. Montague scored the first touchdown of the game on their first series, and on the opening kickoff, they recovered it after they kicked it off a Deporres player. They took it down and scored, but since then, Deporres has come back with 12 unanswered points. There's the senior Kier Stinnett in at quarterback number 24. With the full house backfield, they give it to Austin, number 15, but he gets pulled down. Number 20, Joel Smith, and number 26, Mike Moore on the stop.
There's Mike Moore again, playing his position, slanting off, and you'll see Joel Smith come from his middle linebacker position and scrape, making a nice play. Now, when you're the second or third guy into the ball carrier, we often are taught and told to go for the ball, start stripping at the football. Montague's got to start thinking about that. 6 minutes remaining, they got to get a turnover.
And it's 2nd and 12. Looks like moving on the line. Stinnett back to pass. Throws it deep. Nice defensive work there by number 15. Jim Hams to break up the pass intended for David Robinson.
It's one of the first, the second drop pass we've seen from Deporres. The first one was the touchdown. Kier lets it fly. And again, he's doing a smart play. He's throwing it where only his guy can get it or they're out of bounds. He's not going to take a chance on throwing an interception.
And Hams just knocked it out of bounds. He didn't want any part of it. He knew he was pretty close to being out of bounds. He wanted to make sure it was in the first row of the seats. 3rd down play, 3rd and 12. Stinnett back to pass over the middle. Complete to number 41. William Glaspie.
And that was the play that Montague ran earlier. Tight end pop pass. And Joel Smith reads it pretty good. Just a little bit late breaking on the ball. Good hit.
Nice hit
by
there. Pat Collins.
Pat Collins, the quarterback again. I don't think you'd see Rodney or even Chuck Long. I don't know if Chuck would come up and make that hit.
You forgot Andre.
Oh yeah, and Andre. Andre might do it though.
4th down. Here we go. Could be the play of the game.
If I'm Montague, I'm bringing everybody.
The give is to Cunningham. Does he get it or not? Ooh, that one's close.
It's very close. But you see how the Deporres guys, they always fall forward. They always fall forward. Every time they're hit, they're going forward.
The spot, what are they going to do? They're going to bring the chains out.
The lead power. 2 guys leading in the hole. See him how he lunges forward. He's a good back. I like this Cunningham. He runs hard. He's a forward leaner.
Well, here come the chains. Do they get it or do they turn it over?
Get out of the way, fellas. Stop
it.
Him.
Goes over to Montague. Well, the question is, how big of a momentum change will this be?
You have 5:29 left in the state championship. It's 4-down territory. The whole size of the field.
Here. All right, here we go. Montague trails by 5. So they need a touchdown, and they have 5 minutes and 13 seconds to get it done. The give is to number 32. That's Jason Nizrowski. And he gets a couple up to the 20. The clock is moving. In on the stop, number 51. Martin Johnson Jackson. Collins calling the signals. The give is to O'Connell. Goes right up the middle. He gets up to about the 24. Frederick Graham in on the stop.
All right, the clock's moving. They're in 4-down territory. They're staying with their offense. They're staying what brought them to the dance.
Pop pass here?
Maybe, possibly. I think you got to do something just to loosen that defense up a little bit. But
look at how they clog up the middle there.
They got 9. Almost the whole team's up front. Play action.
And he's back to pass. He's going deep. Incomplete. It was intended for number 26, Mike Moore.
Not trying to be critical, but you might want to run that play on 1st and 2nd down. Maybe not on 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5, where they think about they're knowing that something's going to come. Going to punt the football.
Well, 4th down now. And they're going to punt it away. Number 90, Dan Hildman, back to punt. Nobody deep there expecting a fake. And Hildman uncorks it.
Get away.
Takes a Deporres bounce. Now it takes a little roll for Montague, and it's going to fall dead at the 31. So that's where Deporres will take over, 1st and 10, with 3:33 remaining in the 4th.
All right, for Montague, you're going to think about maybe using some of your timeouts on the defensive side of the ball. You got 2 left. You might have to burn 1 on defense.
Our special thanks go out during today's broadcast to the people behind the scenes who make it all possible. We'd like to especially thank Tarleton Small and Jim Lilly of the Pontiac Public Schools, who've done an excellent job organizing this year's finals, and all their assistants who put in long hours to make it all possible. The Montague fans want some tough defense. There's still time. Kier Stinnett calling the signals at quarterback. The give is to number 15, Ronnie Austin, who comes up the middle, and Deporres happy just to chew the time off the clock.
They're definitely going to run the football. It'd be a gutsy call for Coach Thompson to hit him with the play action, because you know Montague is going to bring all 11 guys, play them up on the line. You know they have to stop the run.
You just saw Coach Ron Thompson. 2:43 left to go, 4th quarter. Deporres looking to become an 8-time state champion. And getting the call is Rashawn Cunningham, and he gets the 1st down and more. Now a flag, perhaps piling on, late hit. As Cunningham gets to the 45. And we'll see what the penalty is about. It's against Montague. And
that hurts. That hurts Montague.
15-yard walk-off. Personal foul.
Justin Flynn was just a little over anxious, and he put the helmet in the back of Cunningham.
Personal foul against Montague. 1st down for Deporres. Ball at the 41. Less than 2.5 minutes remaining in the game.
Again, Montague's got to start thinking about using their timeouts. They need to stop them on 1st down.
They have 2 left. The give is to Austin. He breaks free. Gets down to the 35, 34-yard line before he's pulled down. Dan Hildman in on the stop along with Pat Collins.
Well, we're seeing the Montague defense starting to wear down a little bit. Deporres' offense has virtually controlled the ball the whole 2nd half. The running backs, again, repeating myself, but they run very hard, and it takes more than one guy to bring them in. They're always turning their legs, and they're always falling forward. They got a good crop of running backs back there.
A minute 40 left to go. First time at the dance for Montague. Deporres looking for their 8th state championship as Kier Stennett runs out of bounds, and he gets the first down inside the 30 at the 29.
It was a good job by Kier Stennett. You want to try to stay in bounds, but your first priority is to get the first down, which he does a nice job of. Good hustle by Singletary from a center position, pulling out there and leading the play.
Yeah.
It takes a fine athlete to be able to do that after snapping the football.
A minute 28 remaining. Both teams have 2 timeouts remaining. A little overzealous play on the line by number 77, Justin Flynn, for Montague.
Justin is playing a little bit over-aggressive. He had the personal foul. Now he's trying to make something happen. You can't blame the guy for that. Give Singletary credit, too, for holding his composure. He understands that there's only a minute 28 seconds left. He doesn't want to. He's pacing back there like he's
expecting father.
He
huh?
wants to throw down. He wants to throw down with Justin. He took a nice shot, but he understands what it means to his team to keep his composure and poise. And his best opportunity to get revenge is to block him on the next play. It'd be interesting to watch that matchup.
1st and 5, the ball at the 26.
Well, they brought Justin out, as our floor director John pointed out.
And the give is to Rashawn Cunningham.
Timeout, 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 timeout.
And let's see. There, they finally call it with a minute 16 remaining.
My telepathic waves didn't transfer on there quick.
Louder, Chris. I'm sure they heard you on the sidelines. And we'll be right back. One of your network sponsors is Health Alliance Plan.
When Svetko Nakovsky first opened for business, he'd never heard of Health Alliance Plan. We didn't start working with him till he'd opened his 3rd restaurant, and we were still getting started ourselves. Now, as Svetko prepares to hand the business down, we're proud to be able to help a new generation of Nakovskys with their plans for the future. Because while it's one thing to be part of a business,
Stashu, enough!
it's another to be part of a tradition.
To my sons.
Health Alliance Plan.
Snookums, get me a big, fresh breakfast.
Big and fresh.
No, I want the new Big Boy weekday breakfast bar, only $2.99. Scrambled eggs, fresh fruit, biscuits, bacon, pancakes, all I can eat, $2.99. Try, Snookums.
I'm trying.
Peach Fuzz, I want the Big Boy weekday breakfast bar for $2.99. Try harder. I want Big Boy.
Why didn't you say so?
Back here at the Silverdome, a minute 16 remaining in this Class CC state championship game. Detroit Deporres with a 12-7 lead on Montague. Kier Stennett is the quarterback. He decides to keep it himself, and he's close to a first down around the 20.
If you're a running back or a guy carrying the ball for Deporres, the number one thing and the only thing that matters right now is to hold on to the football with both hands.
Now Montague takes their last timeout with 1 minute remaining. And we'll be back with one of your network sponsors, Farm Bureau Insurance.
In every corner of the state, Michigan folks receive a special kind of insurance help from Farm Bureau Insurance agents. Help when it counts. People talking with people, and that'll never change. Wherever you live, whatever your lifestyle, your Farm Bureau agent is near you and has one objective: the Farm Bureau Insurance Objective, making your future a little more predictable.
True Value has gifts to please everyone in your family, even you know who. Bake quick cookies and snacks with the new Rival Cookie Factory, just $39.99. And clean up with the Royal Dirt Devil hand vacuum, only $34.88. Plus, its 6-piece toolkit, just $9.88. For personal service and low prices, bring your family to ours.
can do it with True Value.
Back here at the Pontiac Silverdome, 1 minute to go here in the fourth quarter. Deporres looking down the barrel at their 8th state championship. And at this point, I'm happy just to go down on one knee with it. But Stinnett starts to grind away even more. Gets inside the 15, down to the 13.
Should wrap it up.
Well, did I miscount? Does Montague have another timeout remaining? Well, they moved the chains on the first down. And now they get the clock going again with 50 seconds remaining. I think Deporres may want to put one more on the board here.
They're not going to. They're going to. Looks like now they're, like I said, they're just going to be happy. They're going to run the ball. They want to protect the football. That's the main thing you want to do.
The give is to Austin, and Austin gets knocked down at the 20-yard line.
Good job by Montague's defense. In fact, I don't even think they need to run another play.
No, I don't think so. There's 22 seconds, and the clock is moving. But Coach Ron Thompson, in his 16th year, has had some health problems recently, but he's still coaching. And his talented Eagle Ball Club is 1 second away from the Class CC state champions.
What a thrill for those young men down there. It's something they'll always have in the rest of their lives, the feeling of being the best.
And Deporres walks off. There you see Ron Thompson, the head coach of Detroit St.Martain Deporres, with a 12-7 win tonight at the Pontiac Silverdome against a gutsy Montague squad who stayed in it the whole way. And we'll be right back. This is the MHSAA on Pass. Back here at the Pontiac Silverdome, Mark Andrews along with Chris Spielman. And there's Bob Grimes, the principal at Battle Creek Penfield. And he will present the awards to the runner-up from Montague High School. And he presents it to Coach Ken Diamond, who's done a marvelous job turning this football program around.
Montague is something to be proud of. They hung in there, played hard, did the best job they could.
It's got to be disappointing, but then on the other hand, you made it to the dance.
That's right. It's great to see the support that this community has brought here with the Silverdome. It shows a lot, says a lot for the whole city and township of Montague.
Tremendous support. And now Bob Grimes presents the championship trophy to Ron Thompson, the head coach of Detroit St.Martain Deporres, the 1992 Class CC champions.
Well, certainly the heartiest congratulations to Detroit Deporres, well deserved. They were just that much better than Montague today.
And they win it 12-7. We'll be right back. One of your network sponsors is Big Boy Restaurants.
You're about to see graphic scenes from Big Boy that may not be suitable for all viewers.
The Big Boy Pie Collection, starting with our famous strawberry, all baked fresh right in our restaurant. Irresistible prices. Rich new French silk. Take a pie home for the holidays. Tempting new Heath Bar Crunch.
If you are experiencing dizziness or shortness of breath, report to Big Boy immediately.
Now bring home a pumpkin pie from Big Boy for just $3.99.
Every morning at 6 a.m., Linda Cunningham follows a familiar routine that takes her along a familiar route. Some days are good. Others, she just feels like going back to bed. But she never does. Because just like other members of Michigan's largest HMO, Linda has learned when you take the time to take care of yourself, good health comes as no surprise, even when you're caring for two.
Again, Mommy, again, Mommy.
Health Alliance Plan.
But this time you push.
Back here at the Pontiac Silverdome, it's got to be a long bus ride back to the western part of the state for Montague tonight.
Well, I think so, but they can also go back with a sense of accomplishment that they did something that a lot of other schools would like to have done. They were runner-ups to Detroit Deporres, who, in my mind, is a very fine football team. They're solid all the way around. They play good offense and good defense, and they certainly deserve to win the state championship here today.
And we'd also like to thank our floor director, John Farina, the Assistant Sports Information Director at Michigan State University, for his fine work this afternoon. Well, that'll do it from the Pontiac Silverdome, where Detroit St.Martain Deporres is your Class CC champion, defeating Montague 12-7. Don't forget to watch our coverage for upcoming games, which concludes here on Pro-Am Sports Saturday afternoon at 4 with the Class BB title game between Oxford and Grand Rapids, Kanawha Hills. We hope you'll join us Saturday as our 2-week football fest comes to a close on Pass. So for my partner, Chris Spielman, I'm Mark Andrews. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye, everybody.
Today's broadcast of the MHSAA Finals is made possible by Farm Bureau Insurance, sponsor of the MHSAA Scholar Athlete Award. True Value Hardware, promoting good sportsmanship through the Good Sports Are Winners program. Elias Brothers Big Boy. And Health Alliance Plan.